Hi there, it's Sandy, your sister and your friend. Welcome to tonight's video. We're in A Course in Miracles and doing lessons 128, 129, and 130, and I've entitled these three lessons, We Can Choose to See a Merciless World or a World of Love. Now, the Course doesn't ask us to believe these ideas or accept them, but it does say if we practice them, we will see that they are true. These lessons are the training tool that the Course uses to help us reach a different perception of everything in the world. Now, I've changed some of the pronouns in the lessons, but that's all. That's easy to make it easier to read. Now, these three lessons, we're going to find out that they compare two different worlds. There's a world of hell that's playing out in front of our physical eyes, and that world is filled with hate and fear. But God offers us the real world, which offers us all the things that we want and where love endures forever. So today we can choose to stop wasting time seeking the unreal world because our freedom and deliverance are too important for us to delay any longer, and we can actually see the real world while we're still living here in this unreal world. Okay, we're going to start here now. Lesson 128, the world I see has nothing that I want. The world we see has nothing we need to offer us, nothing that we can use in any way, nor anything at all that serves to give us joy. Believe this thought, and we are saved from years of misery, from countless disappointments, and from hopes that turn to bitter ashes of despair. No one but must accept this thought as true if he would leave this world behind and soar beyond its petty scope and little ways. Each thing we value here is but a chain that binds us to the world, and it will serve no other end but this. For everything must serve the purpose we have given it until we see a different purpose there. The only purpose worthy of our minds this world contains is that we pass it by without delaying to perceive some hope where there is none. May we be deceived no more. The world we see has nothing that we want. Escape today the chains we place upon our minds when we perceive salvation here. For what we value we make part of us as we perceive ourselves. All things we seek to make our value greater in our sight limits us further, hides our worth from us, and adds another bar across the door that leads to true awareness of our higher self. So let nothing that relates to body thoughts delay our progress to salvation, nor permit temptation to believe the world has anything we want to hold us back. Nothing is here to cherish. Nothing here is worth one instant of delay and pain, one moment of uncertainty and doubt. The worthless offers nothing. Certainty of worth cannot be found in worthlessness. So today we practice letting go all thoughts of values we have given to the world. We leave it free of purposes we gave it, its aspects and its phases and its dreams. We hold it purposeless within our minds and loosen it from all we wish it were. Thus do we lift the chains that bar the door to freedom from the world and go beyond all little values and diminished aims. Peace, and be still a little while, and see how far we rise above the world when we release our minds from chains and let them seek the level where they find themselves at home. They will be grateful to be free a while. They know where they belong, but free their wings and they will fly in sureness and in joy to join their holy purpose. Let them rest in their Creator, there to be restored to sanity, to freedom, and to love. Give them 10 minutes rest 3 times today. And when our eyes are opened afterwards, we will not value anything we see as much as when we looked at it before. Our whole perspective on the world will shift by just a little every time we let our minds escape their chains. The world is not where it belongs, and we belong where our minds would be and where they go to rest when we release them from the world. Our guide is sure, that's the Holy Spirit. Open our minds to Him, be still and rest. Protect our minds throughout the day as well, and when we think we see some value in an aspect or an image of the world, refuse to lay this chain upon our mind and tell ourselves this with quiet certainty: this will not tempt me to delay myself. The world I see has nothing that I want. Lesson 129. Beyond this world, there is a world I want. This is the thought which follows from the one we practiced just a minute ago. We cannot stop with the idea the world is worthless, for unless we see that there is something else to hope for, we will only be depressed. Our emphasis is not on giving up the world, but on exchanging it for what is far more satisfying, filled with joy, and capable of offering us peace. Do we think this world can offer that to us? It might be worth a little time to think once more about the value of this world. Perhaps we will concede there is no loss in letting go all thought of value here. The world we see is merciless indeed, unstable, cruel, unconcerned with us, quick to avenge, and pitiless with hate. It gives but to rescind, and takes away all things that we have cherished for a while. No lasting love is found, for none is here. This is the world of time, where all things end. Is it a loss to find a world instead where losing is impossible, where love endures forever, hate cannot exist, and vengeance has no meaning? Is it loss to find all things we really want and know they have no ending, and they will remain exactly as we want them throughout time? The world this is talking about is the real world, is what it's referred to in the Course. And this, we can actually see this world even now if we look through the eyes of Christ. Now it's talking about the real world. Yet even they, the real world, will be exchanged at last for what we cannot speak of. For we go from there to where words fail entirely, into a silence where the language is unspoken and yet surely understood. Communication, unambiguous and plain as day, remains unlimited for all eternity, and God himself speaks to his Son, and his Son speaks to him. Their language has no words, for what they say cannot be symbolized. Their knowledge is direct and wholly shared and wholly one. And this is when we're actually in heaven with our Creator. How far away from this are we who stay bound to this world? And yet how near are we when we exchange it for the world we want? Now is the last step certain. Now we stand in instant space away from timelessness. Here can we but look forward, never back, to see again the world we do not want. Here is the world that comes to take its place as we unbind our minds from little things the world sets forth to keep us prisoner there. Value them not, and they will disappear. Esteem them, and they will seem real to us. Such is the choice. What loss can be for us in choosing not to value nothingness? This world holds nothing that we really want, but what we choose instead, we want indeed. Let it be given us today. It waits but for our choosing it to take the place of all the things we seek but do not want. Practice our willingness to make this change 10 minutes in the morning and at night, and once more in between. Begin with repeating this: beyond this world, there is a world I want. I choose to see that world instead of this, for here is nothing that I really want. Then close your eyes upon the world you see, and in the silent darkness, watch the lights that are not of this world light one by one, until where one begins and another ends loses all meaning as they blend into one. Today the lights of heaven bend to you to shine upon your eyelids as you rest beyond the world of darkness. Here is light your eyes cannot behold, and yet your mind can see it plainly and can understand. A day of grace is given us today, and we give thanks. This day we realize that what we feared to lose was only loss. Now do we understand there is no loss, for we have seen its opposite at last. and we are grateful that the choice is made. Remember your decision hourly and take a moment to confirm your choice by laying by whatever thoughts you have and dwelling briefly only upon this: the world I see has nothing that I want. Beyond this world, there is a world I want. Lesson 130. It is impossible to see two worlds. Perception is consistent. What we see reflects our thinking, and our thinking but reflects our choice of what we want to see. Our values are determiners of this. For what we value, we must want to see, believing what we see is really there. No one can see a world his mind has not accorded value, and no one can fail to look upon what he believes he wants. Now here the Course says that first we have to value seeing something, and then we desire to see it, and then we actually perceive it. And although this all seems strange, we're actually fearing seeing the real world. So yet, who can really hate and love at once? Who can desire what he does not want to have really in reality? And who can choose to see a world of which he is afraid? Fear must make blind, for this is its weapon. That which we fear to see, we cannot see. Love and perception thus go hand in hand, but fear obscures in darkness what is really there. What then can fear project upon the world? What can be seen in darkness that is real? Truth is eclipsed by fear, and what remains is but imagined. Yet what can be real in blind imaginings of panic born? What would we want that is thus shown to us? What would we wish to keep in such a dream? Fear has made everything we think we see. All separation, all distinctions, and the multitude of differences we believe make up the world. They are not there. Love's enemy has made them up. Yet love can have no enemy, and so they can have no cause, no being, and no consequence. They can be valued, but remain unreal. They can be sought, but they cannot be found. Today we will not seek for them, nor waste this day in seeking what cannot be found. It is impossible to see two worlds which have no overlap of any kind. Seek for the one, and the other disappears, but one remains. This is the range of choice beyond which our decision cannot go. The real and the unreal are all there is to choose between, and nothing more than these. So today we will attempt no compromise where none is possible. The world we see is proof we have already made a choice, as all-embracing as its opposite. What we would learn today is more than just the lesson that we cannot see two worlds. It also teaches that the one we see is quite consistent from the point of view from which we see it. It is all a piece because it stems from one emotion and reflects its source in everything you see. So 6 times today, in thanks and gratitude, we gladly give 5 minutes to the thought which ends all compromise and doubt and goes beyond it all as one. We will not make 1,000 meaningless distinctions, nor attempt to bring with us a little part of unreality as we devote our minds to finding only what is real. So we begin our searching for the other world by asking for a strength beyond our own and recognizing what it is we seek. We do not want illusions, and we come to these 5 minutes emptying our hands of all the petty treasures of this world. We wait for God to help us as we say this: it is impossible to see two worlds. Let me accept the strength God offers me and see no value in this world, that I may find my freedom and deliverance. God will be there, for we have called upon the great unfailing power who will take this giant step with us in gratitude. Nor will we fail to see his thanks expressed in tangible perception and in truth. We will not doubt what we will look upon, For through its perception, it is not the kind of seeing that our eyes alone have ever seen before, and we will know God's strength upheld us as we made this choice. Dismiss temptation easily today when it arises, merely by remembering the limits on our choice, the unreal or the real, the false or the true, is what we see and only what we see. Perception is consistent with our choice, and hell or heaven comes to us as one. Except a little part of hell is real, and we have damned our eyes and cursed our sight, and what we will behold is hell indeed. Yet the release to heaven still remains within our range of choice to take the place of everything that hell would show us. All we need to say to any part of hell, whatever form it takes, is simply this: it is impossible to see two worlds. I seek my freedom and deliverance, and this is not a part of what I want. That concludes these 3 lessons. God bless you. We'll be taking the next lesson up in the next video. Thanks so much. God bless. Bye-bye.